Homeland dropped in 2011, and suddenly spy TV wasn't just about chasing bad guys with cool toys. Now it was about dread, and about watching the news bleed into fiction. While Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan gave audiences clean action thrills on Prime Video, Showtime's Homeland made you sweat through conversations that felt like one step from disaster. Its 85% Rotten Tomatoes score speaks for itself. It's easy to forget how electric Homeland felt in post 9/11. Other shows like 24 made Octane Adrenaline its counter-terror brand, but Homeland slowed the pulse, then made you endure the paranoia. Make no mistake, Homeland isn't escapist fiction. It was a reminder that safety and trust could vanish in an instant. And that's what hooked people. The boardrooms, the silences, and, of course, the bombs and betrayal. Homeland forced you to live inside unease, and that's why it swept awards, why it dominated Sunday night buzz, and why it remains one of the best political spy drama shows today. Homeland redefined the TV spy thriller. Damian Lewis as Nicholas Brody sitting in lit room, on a wooden chair, watching the news on a small monitor in Homeland 1. The early Homeland years were white-knuckle television. Take the Brody storyline for example, which wasn't a simple, soldier returns home arc rather, it was a Rorschach test for trust. Was Brody a hero, a traitor, or both? That ambiguity turned living rooms into interrogation rooms, and every scene carried the weight of a confession waiting to happen. Homeland thrived on moments that felt small until they cracked wide open. A downplayed exchange between Carrie and Brody could land harder than a firefight, which made the spy genre less about gadgets or clear wins, and more about the invisible war of perception and doubt. And that's why it felt dangerous. Homeland was mirroring the anxiety audiences already lived with by weaving domestic drama into global stakes. It was a blueprint for spy dramas that hook you from episode 1, by building a kind of suspense no car chase could match. This was espionage explored as psychological warfare, and it was riveting. Why Homeland's Carrie Matheson is the best spy on television, even more than Jack Ryan. Claire Danes sitting down looking deep in thought as Carrie Matheson in Homeland. Carrie Matheson might be the greatest spy character television has ever given us, and Claire Danes played her like a live wire. Watching her work was thrilling because you never knew if her instincts were going to save the mission or sabotage it completely. Carrie's bipolar disorder landed her alongside other TV characters who accurately portray mental illness. Sometimes her decisions were the flaw that endangered everything, other times it cracked the case wide open. Carrie may not have been the picture of calm efficiency, but she was the embodiment of risk, and that made her far more interesting than Jack Ryan's steadiness. Claire Danes turned breakdowns into breakthroughs and paranoia into perception. She made the character exhausting and exhilarating to watch, often in the same scene. Carrie reminded you how fragile the people protecting the world really are, and that edge is why she's one of the best TV show spies. Even Homeland's worst seasons are excellent. Claire Danes as Carrie Matheson looking shocked at Mandy Patinkin as Saul Berenson in front of a glass window in Homeland 1. Long-running shows always hit turbulence, and Homeland certainly could have been better in its later seasons. But even at its messiest, the show carried a charge most spy dramas couldn't touch. A bad year of Homeland still left you sweating through the credits. Part of its endurance came from refusing to stay in one lane. Each season reinvented the battlefield, terror networks, cyber threats, Russian interference, without losing its grip on what matters most in storytelling, the characters. The stage kept changing, but the paranoia always felt fresh. It was a series constantly rewriting its own rulebook.